All right, welcome to the Mad Men Radio Show. We have Beloved on the line. We have Arthur Malik on the line. We have myself, Jaja, here. And today's topic is poverty a choice? You know, a lot of people, been, debating whether poverty is a choice for a long time. But hopefully, in this episode, we can sum it up. So, what's your take on that question, Beloved?
I would say, I'm usually a this or that kind of person, but I would say in this case, it's not that cut and dry. It's not that black and white. I heard to say capitalism is a system that we live under, and it thrives on racial hostility underclasses. It thrives on the system of dog-eat-dog, pitting one against another. In a capitalist society, you're going to always have an underclass. Unfortunately, at this time, that's us. Now, can we escape it? Some of us can, some of us won't. I would say there's nothing average about being wealthy. Bill Gates is not an average person. Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos are not average people. Michael Jordan is not average. Oprah is not average. So, did they choose to be where they are? I think when it comes to Oprah and Michael Jordan, they probably never had any idea they would get that far with it. Because they were part of that success. So I can't say they chose to be that wealthy. They chose to be successful.
So quick question. Right. So do you think the likes of Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, do you think they're better than the average person?
I wouldn't say better. They're better off, and they made. And if you interview as a person, because when Warren Buffett was interviewed, he admitted that a lot of his success had to do with luck. He admitted that had he been born at a different time, at a different place, a different race, he said himself he probably would be who he is. So all those factors, just to keep it in.
But let me just interject just for a moment, Charlie, because you just made a statement. You said that these guys, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, they are not average. Meaning, comparing those to individuals who are in poverty. And I want to stop you for a minute and just say this. Those who are in poverty are mostly minorities. They say, I don't know why they call it minority because we are the majority. But are those who are black and Hispanic, right? So they are also not average people, but they just happen to be placed in the average predicament.
There are more white people in poverty on welfare.
No. You have more white people on welfare, not in poverty. You see, that's just paper. You have more white people on welfare, but not in poverty.
If you're on welfare, bro, you're in poverty.
No. See, that's on paper. But technically, I'm talking technical, they only on paper. Only on paper. Because if you go to certain places, you got, some of them is on welfare and they own stores. Some of them is on welfare and they living in houses. There's not many people that's in the hood, in poverty, that's on welfare and living in a house, got a brownstone. No, so we are also not average, but we just happen to be placed through poverty in an average predicament. That's all I wanted to say to that.
Right, and dealing with.
Let me respond. I don't think anyone wakes up in the morning and says to themselves, my 5-year goal is to be broke. My 5-year goal is to be in poverty. So in that regard, I don't think anyone wants to be in poverty, but choose to be in poverty. I think resources, economic resources, and intellectual resources, and frustration and despair has put certain ethnic groups in a position where they just don't really see a legal, promising way out. And then to exacerbate matters, once you get a felony record, now you got to be creative. Because there's many other doors closing. Now you have to skill. So if you're a felon, you can open a barbershop, you got the capital to keep the chairs and the clippers and all that good stuff, and share the property. You could do furniture. You could build things. I guess you become a builder. But as far as walking into a state job, police, corrections, congressman, senator, lawyer, doctor, then you're done with that. So access to wealth and other things, even voting in certain states, they just changed that recently though, but a lot of that cut off to you already. Most of you trapped in the system early by copping out something, not really realizing that consequences were copping out to it. With 14, at 21, was like, I did that 7 years ago. I get a job. No, that still counts, pal. Sorry about that. So the powers that be have a distinctive edge that even when they do go left, they can get back right real quick because of their resources that we don't have. So long story short, I don't think anybody wants to be poor. I think out of ignorance, we of us don't know how to escape that. And that's how we stay in that generation.
Okay, so let me ask this just to make it a simple yes or no question. And is poverty a choice? What do you say, yes or no, beloved?
No, the answer is not simple. It's not yes or no. It's not yes or no. There's no yes or no answer to that one. It's yes and no.
All right, Arthur Malik, what do you say? Is poverty a choice, yes or no?
Can I just touch in between right quick, or can I just a little bit of elaboration?
You can answer yes or no and then elaborate.
Because it's twofold to me also. I think that it's to me it's yes and no, but I think the inception of it is yes. But then you can come out of it. So I would say it's no. That's why it's twofold for me.
Okay. So speak on it.
Okay. We're gonna do some sports right quick. We're gonna have a basketball game. We're gonna do 5-on-5 right quick, a nice little basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
We got 5 people in poverty. We got 5 wealthy men. We're gonna give the wealthy men some nice jerseys, some nice Jordans to play with, the mouth guards and everything. The 5 in poverty, we're gonna give them whatever uniforms they want, some raggedy uniforms. They gotta wear shoes to play this game. No knee pads, right? And they can't do certain shots.
Right.
So they really, because they don't have the same resources or the same schooling or the same neighborhood or the same policing, they wasn't even from the start. You see, so you had no chance. So you really had no choice in poverty in that aspect. But now, once you understand certain aspects of life, you climb on, you receive certain things, certain blessings in life, and you no longer have to wear those hard shoes to play that basketball game. Then I believe if you stay in those hard shoes after you don't have to, then it's a choice.
Right. Now, let me respond to that real quick because I recently posted a picture on Facebook of me and you, maybe about 12 years old on a basketball court.
Right.
When I seen the shoes that you had on, it looked like you had on a pair of Pro Kids or a pair of Converses.
Converses.
Now, let me ask you this: Do you think your game was better or worse because of the shoes that you had on? Versus maybe modern times where you played in a pair of high tops?
Now, if those sneakers were shoes, I'm talking about to play, and you play basketball too. If
right.
if you had to play in some shoes, I'm talking about some church shoes,
right?
Those sneakers.
So you slipping and sliding around?
Huh?
So you slipping and sliding around?
Absolutely.
Right.
You don't have to stand. I don't have the same standing as you. I don't have the same chance. But if I go for a layup, I might fall and bust my head because I have no grip at all. I'm playing on ice and you playing on a black tar.
Right.
It's a difference. Let me interject.
Right. So, hold on. Let me just say one more thing, Jamil, because I just look at it like if I was in that predicament and I had to play, I got a 5-man team, but we all have on church shoes. We got on sweatpants and church shoes. Now, I think, of course, I'm not going to be able to, run up and make a layup like the person that might have on some high tops and that's fully equipped. But maybe at this point, maybe I could just take some set shots. And see, I'm just saying that in response because I think that sometimes when you like if you playing spades, and you don't have a lot of spades in your hand, what you can do now is you can feed your partner. Your partner might have 5 spades, you might have 2. But if you have 2 and you able to count the cards, then what you can do now is feed your partner because you can still do something to to win this game.
I agree. What you can do, you can still attempt, because in this equation, remember, all 5 have shoes on.
Mm-hmm.
So the same person you think, remember, y'all 5 are in the same predicament.
Right.
Y'all have the same. So if you give it to him, he's sliding. If you give it to him, he's sliding. If you give it to him, he's going to slide.
Right.
Let me say this. I see Jaja's angle, and of course, you know him better than your coach.
But you still fight.
We didn't talk right. We didn't talk every day. Some people suffer, and I'm always accused of this. And I love it, brother, to death. This is what you call Michael Jordan syndrome. That's what I coined as, you got Jordan who can jump from the foul line. So, and he's only 6'6". So when he sees a dude who's 7 feet tall who can't even jump from 2 feet away, here's when it goes, oh man, what's wrong with you? I'm 6'6". I'm catching on somebody from the foul line. You 7 feet tall, you can't dunk at all? Are you okay? And that's the posture people take who somehow, sometimes like have made it, and it's a posture. Well, if I can do it, why can't you? Well, truth be told, the world is not full of Michael Jordans. Matter of fact, truth be told, he's in a class by himself. I never seen no more Muhammad Ali's, or Mike Tyson's, or Tiger Woods. Some of these guys are just in class for themselves, and you can practice golf all day. At your age, you're probably never going to be a Tiger Woods. I try to deal with what we call intense realism. Just be real ourselves. If I put you on a golf course for 10 hours a day, I can never get to go. So what you do is just practice the game of golf. Inevitably, you're going to get better. Will you ever be Tiger Woods? Probably not. Probably not, because he started way younger than you. His father on a golf course is 2, 3, 4 years old. You're in your 40s, late 50s. Now they're going to train you in Wing Chun. Inevitably, if you practice Wing Chun Kung Fu 5 hours a day, every day, you're going to get better. Will you be Bruce Lee? Or Hitman? Probably not. So I just try to keep it real. Like, some of us are not going to escape poverty, and we can't say the reason why we get this is because we were lazy. Because you have people, illegal aliens, so to speak, African Americans, who work from can't see in the morning to can't see at night, and still don't make more than $30,000 a year. Chances are they're lazy because they're not trying to escape poverty. They're not lazy, they're working all day long with the harder than me, and yet they're going to die making $35,000, $40,000 a year. And there's another guy who was born into wealth, and he goes to his office every day in Manhattan in a high rise and sit behind a computer and make $300 a month and not break a sweat. Is that because he's a hard worker? Because he's smarter?
Right, but let me.
Because he was that's trying to work for him.
Right, but let me say this. My take on it is that poverty is a choice, because
Of course you feel that way.
Of course, I feel that way because everybody has an opportunity to better themselves. Now, I can remember, when I was in the Mars, right, and every Monday I used to teach FOI class. I used to get on the rostrum, teach FOI class, and I offered to give classes, free classes, of how to sell items on eBay. Now, you're talking about, I got access to about 100 men, who all might maybe have jobs or might be living, below middle class. So when I asked the question, I'm talking to 100 men. When I asked the question, who here wants to learn how to make money? Everybody raised their hand, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is get with me after I finish speaking. Let me know who want to sign up for these classes, and I'm going to teach whoever wants to learn how to sell items on eBay. Guess how many people actually learn how to sell items on the eBay? Out of like
no more than 5.
No, one person.
Okay.
Only one person, and today, I say about maybe 3 or 4 years later, he's still selling items on eBay.
I make more money?
I don't know how much money he's making, but I know he's making some money because I see him posting.
No, he received it, and he's continuing it. He's continuously in it. That's good. But let me say why I said earlier that it's twofold for me, because what you just described, I accept. I believe. That's why I said I believe that it's a choice, and I believe that it isn't a choice. And let me give you an example where I say that it isn't a choice, because right now you have a parent, a father that's nothing. That's nothing, and he's content with being nothing. He's a bum in the street, and he's content with that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's passing that to his son. He's teaching his son how to be nothing, how to be a bum. And his son now becomes the age of 10 and grasps what his father is teaching him and accepts it and believes it because his father's been telling him that so much. So now he lives in poverty. See, in that situation, because the son knew no better at an early age, he had no option. In your situation, in order now for it not to be or to be a choice, is you have to understand the option. But this child was only taught one particular way, and he grasps it for it. You don't have options. Right, you don't have an option. So now, if you say you have a choice, or if it's a decision in your poverty state, it's only because you had options and you understood you had options.
That's the thing right there. Let me answer this. If getting rich was such an easy and simple thing to do, it was such an easy choice to make. If being Bill Gates or Robert Kiyosaki was so easy, we'd all be doing it.
Right, but you don't have to...
I don't know anyone in their right mind that wants to wake up in an apartment building with dudes flying bullets off the roof, with urination in the elevator, with graffiti on the wall.
Oh, I know people right now.
No, I disagree.
We're rapping about the cat. The roaches, we right to roaches come out everywhere. I don't know anyone who's that. That's just somebody who's...
Bro, you just made it look nice, brother. You just made it look nice. We know people... You just made it look nice. You said in the hallway. We know people who like to wake up with that in their room.
No. And I was thinking about those people who testified and were doing showing that too, called the people to serve, which we know it's all. I don't realize it. But I'm saying,
this is what I'm saying, though.
No normal, civilized person wants to, and if they could escape that, I think they would.
See, you can't expect a Huxtable, right? You can't expect the Huxtables to understand the Joneses and stuff, or those in the hood. You can't expect that. You see, if you lived it, right, and you're conditioned to accept this as what it is, but for what you want, it's right to you. You see what I'm saying? It's right to you. And the only thing, and the only reason why the things that you're preaching right now that are right to you is because you accept it. You were conditioned to believe what you believe. You accepted it. Right. So it's right to you. So these situations that we find ourselves in, living in the hood, it was right to us. But now when we understood the choice, the option, we said, wow, we was living like that.
Right.
Because now you understand the option.
I'm going to give you another when my son first got engaged, to his fiance, I asked him a question. I said, okay, now, you have a family, you're getting ready to get married. What are you reading that's going to help you keep your family together? And he said, what do you mean? I said, what are you reading that's going to help you keep your family together? And he said, nothing. I said, well, you entering into a situation called marriage and you have no experience. In order to be able to maneuver through it, you're going to have to educate yourself in the way of marriage. And see, it's the same thing when it comes to making money. Everybody wants to make money. Even the poor people out there, they making money. It could be on the streets. It could be welfare. Okay, so if you want to make money, you want to get that check, then what finances are you studying that's going to help you make more in the future? See, most people don't even look at it like that. Like, I see people that spend countless hours on Facebook, and their financial situation is poor. So instead of being up 2-3 o'clock in the morning studying finances or how to make more money, they would be up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning posting, comments on Facebook.
Same point.
Now I know people personally who because they get a welfare check or because they have Section 8, they would rather stay in that situation than go to school and get a better job because they don't want to lose their benefits. Now, see, that's a choice, because when you offer this person an opportunity and they say, oh, if you want me to work for you, then it's going to have to be off the books, because if I'm making money on the books, then I'll lose my benefits. So you have people that actually tell you, I would rather not you give me a job. I would rather stay in the situation that I'm in because I don't want to relinquish my check, my SSI, or my Section 8.
They become comfortable with a certain lifestyle.
See, but that's what
and they have a fear of what life would be like without that guaranteed income. That's fair.
Yeah, life would be. This is what life is. If you don't get a check or no kind of assistance, life means that you have to work every day. See, that's the choice that they're making. They saying, you know what? I'd rather not work every day. I'd rather sit at home and have somebody else like the government pay my bills instead of getting out there, educating myself, bettering myself, and getting up in the morning every day and going to work. That's a choice.
Right, but you keep, and that's why I say I agree that it is a choice, but you keep using that aspect of the choice. What about the ones where it was embedded in them? Right, and they don't know it was embedded in them, and they don't know, and they bring it into fruition. You out here. That's why I understand what you. I agree with yours though, John. That answer, because that's why I said it's twofold.
I feel it's twofold too, because there's some people who, if they were born in that predicament, I'll get to you like this. There was a point in time during slavery when European countries were told, I think by those in power in America, don't send us any slaves that are Muslim or that were not born into slavery. It's going to be harder to get this man or woman conditioned to what slavery is all about than it would be if we can catch them out of birth and make them slaves. If we can catch them out of birth, the other thing is natural to get them to pick on they're on. They see everybody else doing it. They won't question it. But a free man, when you enslave him at 19 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old, he knows something is unnatural about this because he's been free all his life. So there's some people who are born into poverty, seeing their mother be promiscuous, their mother drunk, high, play numbers, they fall not present. If that's all they grew up on, they think that that's normal. I go up and play numbers, I'm going to play liquor, I'm going to get high, I'm going to weed. That's what my cousins do, my mother does it, I'm going to get it. She's at another spot. I mean, that's normal to them. When you come to them and say, listen, I exchange a reality. And how was that? I used to go online and look up Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie, who that? Just look at Dale Carnegie. Okay, I'll try it. Then when you tell him, go to Ronald Kiyosaki. Lee Kiyosaki, go to Bill Gates. I never heard of him. I heard of Junior and Dave Swan and Ray Swan was my boys. I roll with them on Holy Dudes. You might spark an interest, you might not. To undo 20 or 25 years, to unravel all that madness that he's caught up in and he's accustomed to, it's going to be a task. And if he don't fight at your first time, you make the offer, I don't think you can dismiss him and say, well, he wants to be poor. He wants to be a criminal. I gave him a choice out. I gave him a way out. No, I mean, you have to do one of this talk in one day. You know, even then it might not be enough. It's hard to undo what someone has become accustomed to for 20 or 30 years. I'm a certified nutritional advisor. When I tell people to give up meat, they look at me like I got two hands on my neck. You say, give up what? I say, give up meat. Stop eating meat. Meat is poison. Nah, bro. I'm going to die. I'm going to keep my diabetes. I'm going to keep my hunger, so I'm going to get on meat. So give up fried chicken? Give up cheese steaks? Cheesy beef? Burger? Nah, son, I'm good. I'll keep shooting insulin. I can take high blood pressure pills. I can take water pills. I can take a pill to count the pills that I'm taking for that side effect. Okay, gave you a choice. It's the condition, just like you just gave a good point. We can use slavery as an analogy. What about the slave that was set free and they refused to go?
Right.
No, that's wrong. I belong here with the master. I'm saying that's right. That law was wrong. I'm supposed to be right here. I'm supposed to be picking up. I'm supposed to get stuff, boss. You see? Even that, it's not a choice until he understands options. Right. But he was so conditioned, and mentally is even more profound than the physical. Right. They were conditioned mentally. Right. You see what I'm saying? Once you make a man believe that he can't do something, you gotta got him. You gotta got him.
But that's still a choice.
So that's why I agree with both ways.
Yeah, even when Harriet Tubman was freeing the slaves, everybody didn't go. You know,
that's true.
Even some people, she had to force them to leave.
Yo, right. That's so deep. Yo, Harriet Tubman is one of my favorites. And she made the statement when they was giving her accolades about freeing the slaves. Mm-hmm. She said, I would have freed many more slaves. Yes. If only they knew that they were slaves.
Right.
So I would have freed many more if only they knew that they were slaves. They were so deep in slavery mentally, they didn't even know they were slaves.
I would say also old habits dying hard. For me, I was successful at just going to a wedding of a millionaire friend of mine, and he had catered in Scarsdale, and I was able to go there and say to myself, this is going to be my last time, so I'm going all out. It's my last time eating meat. I'm going to eat all the curry goat they got, or the lamb, or the chicken. I'm going to enjoy myself, because after today, in 2008, I'm never going to do this again. Does everybody have enough strength to go cold turkey on meat, which has chemicals in it that makes it addictive? I don't know. If it's fair to look at somebody who can't go eat and go, you soft, man. You weak. You the punk. Too many people with me. You soft. Is that fair talking to him like that because he can't go cold turkey? I made a planned decision. I'm going to this wedding. I'm enjoying myself. It's the last time I ever do this again.
I started today with red meat.
Okay, you made a choice. And now you're going to have to struggle a little bit. I went cold turkey. One wedding, I enjoyed it. It was allowed me. I was done. Never ate anything in my life. That was like, what, almost 2008? That's almost 10 years ago.
You know, see, I'm not negating the fact that we have choices in life. We all have choices in life only when we understand the options.
You see, why did I give the meat up? Because I knew I had enough knowledge to know that even halal meat is not really good for you.
So you don't understand the option.
Right. Now,
the person who grew up in the South, roasting pigs, hanging pigs in a smokehouse, seeing their grandmother live to be 95 or 100 years old eating pigs, they're going to argue with you. They'll go, I'm talking about my grandmother 100 years old. She eating pig right now as we talk. She's baking cooking right now.
But now, beloved, because of your diet, you know, you talk a lot against meat, sugar, and salt, right?
Right. Word into substances.
I'm pretty sure you did extensive research on how bad meat is for you, how bad pork is for you, how bad sugar is for you, and how bad salt is for you. You did extensive research on that, right?
You said extensive or expensive?
Extensive, like you are
long research.
Right. No, really. Once I came across how to eat to live, and the Honorable Muhammad said, really no meat is good for you at all, that kind of got my attention.
Right, but even much so, like all three of us on the line, we don't eat pork, right?
Right.
Now, we don't eat pork because we were told pork is an abomination, but that wasn't enough for us. That wasn't enough for us. Somebody told us that pork wasn't no good, and then we looked into it further. We looked into the pig, the history of the pig, why the pig is no good for you, what's wrong with the meat, the diseases pigs carry, the worms that's inside the pig.
Right.
It wasn't enough for somebody to say, don't eat pork. Okay, we stopped eating pork. Now we have to say, okay, why is this person telling me to stop eating pork? I have to look into it further. So, it was a choice that we made, but we still went through more of a study to find out why this is no good for me. So it's the same thing in poverty. We all know, people that's poor know that is not good to be poor.
Right.
Most people that's poor know that. But
find a weakness.
After you know that, do you now look into it or find out how to dig yourself out of that hole?
Because
I agree. See, that's just after you know. That's just after.
Because it's 4:31, and I have to go. I'm going to make my final statement now.
Okay, go ahead.
I have to go because I have to go to work,
right?
So I can provide for my family.
Right.
I'm making that choice. If there was a way I could continue this conversation and let it go on for 2 or 3 hours, I would. If there was a way that was easy for me to stand here and still make money while I'm on the phone with YouTube others, I would do it.
Right.
Because I don't know that way right now. I don't know a legal way to stay on the phone and still get a day's pay to take care of my family. I'm now at the country short, so I can take care of my primary obligation, which is be a hand to my family.
Right.
Yeah, in that regard, I'm making a choice right now. That's my final statement. I got to go, and I hope we do a part 2 of this.
Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to do a part 2. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, but in terms of poverty, being a choice, I want to read something real quick that a lady wrote in an article in the Huffington Post, and she said, "I'm a middle class white woman living in the suburbs. I don't have many real struggles, But my immigrant parents, born in the former Soviet Union where education was encouraged and mandated, worked multiple jobs while going to school and learning the English language. And they borrowed and saved in order to move into the suburbs in order to send my brother and I to one of the best school districts in the state. This was my silver platter. I am privileged. And she went on to say more. However, when her parents came over here, they were immigrants and they were poor. They worked multiple jobs and they went to school while borrowing and saving money because they didn't want their children to live the way that they live. And see, I agree with you, in regards to saying that some people are raised this way. Some people are raised to think that it's okay to be poor or it's okay to be on welfare and you don't have to try to get more or you don't have to, nothing wrong with the life that you have, so no need to try to make it better. However, because right now we're in the information age and we're up against a lot more as far as TV, radio, social media, a lot of people who are poor want more. I deal with people, even the people that work for me. They call me some days and say, look, I need to make some money. You have any work for me? But, when you try to give them an opportunity to make more money, they don't jump on the opportunity. They just want to work for you and make $100 or $150 and go buy them some weed and some sneakers, and then they good.
See, that's what I'm saying. Because they're content. They're conditioned to be content with minimum. So anything over that line of minimum is scary.
Right.
It's scary because they don't understand. Right. They don't understand options. So that's why I keep reiterating that it's twofold, and I definitely agree with the aspect that you're referring to. But I'm saying that it's like slavery. Once again, like slavery, it's embedded. It's like it's an innate trait. It's embedded in them. It's embedded. It's born in them. But the individuals that you just read, when you just read the article, these individuals, they wanted better for their children. They probably see, and that's what I said. That's what I was telling the brother Jamil, is that we are average. We are above average like them, but we just in an average predicament. So it's a physical. You see, we in a physical poor state. But those who are willing to get out of that particular physical poor state, they understand the options. They are not. They taking that choice to do better, to not be in poverty.
Right.
You see, because it's a physical and it's a mental state. Because, we could be doing bad, but me and you saying, we're going to be rich one day. We're going to start doing this. All right, let's do this. Let's try to move this way. Let's do that. We still in a poverty state physically, but mentally they don't got us because we understand the options.
Right.
So that's why I say it's twofold to me. It's twofold.
Yeah, no, it's definitely twofold. I agree with that, 100%. But we reaching up on the 30-minute mark, so we could say we could give our final take on this topic. But we definitely going to do a part 2. I want to continue this for tomorrow and do a part 2 of, is poverty a choice? And maybe tomorrow we can get a couple of other people on the line, to give their take on it. I really want to hear from somebody who's deep in poverty. So that way they can give their take on it, a person who's living it, and see if they think if it's a choice, simple yes or no.
Well, we could have a guest on and do a part 2 and have a guest on that and probably do that. That'd be great.
Right. So any final remarks?
Yes, I would just love to say to those of us who happen to be in poverty, it is just a physical state. Don't let them capture your mind with poverty, or you will remain in a physical state. Ultimately.
Okay, so on that note, we're going to close out. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and leave your comments. Peace.